Good morning, everyone. It's Sarah from Maine Garden Travels, and I am here today on a scorching hot day, and I am going to talk about some problems that we're having here. Well, if you look around, everything's looking green and lush. We did some soil testing over the weekend, and what we found is that our soil has very little to no nitrogen in it. And so we've been suffering, some of our plants have been suffering from yellowing leaves and not developing properly. Some of the plants are stunted, and I'll give you some melons right here. Should be coming along a little better than this, and they're just not growing. They've been this size for about a month now. The other thing we had noticed was some of our peppers were just not growing at all. Actually, most of our peppers were not growing at all. And when they were coming and growing to about 4 or 5 inches and then fruiting. And as you can see, this little pepper right here is about as big as it's gonna get, and then it's gonna fall off. So with our testing and realizing that our nitrogen levels were low, I started to do more research and found that if you go ahead and order mulch from somebody who claims that it's all broken down, you need to make sure that it's been completely cured and processed before you go and spread it on your garden. We did not do that. We spread it right out, assuming that the manure and the compost had been fully broken down. But you can see here, this is all woody, the top layer, and it's not broken down. In fact, there's pieces of shell and bone, and not that I expect those things to break down, but lots of wood and sawdust. And so in the phase of breaking down compost, these pieces of organic matter use up the nitrogen within the soil to break themselves down. So there's no available nitrogen to your actual plants because you're still in the process of breaking down the compost and manure. So make sure you get it from a reputable dealer, or just give it more time to break down in your compost bin. This is the soil test we got. If you're interested, Rapid-Test soil tester. It tests pH and also nitrogen, phosphorus, and potash. And it gives you all the instructions, and I'm going to show you. This was our nitrogen test, and it is supposed to have some purple in it to show the nitrogen. It came out almost 100% clear, meaning no nitrogen at all. So in order to fix this problem, the nitrogen problem that we have, I don't want to add more potassium with another dose of, say, a tomato feed, which would be equal parts of potassium and nitrogen. What I really want to do is just add nitrogen to the garden. And you can do that using a number of different things. One of them is a bone meal, which I believe is about 12% nitrogen. But today I'm going to use this urea. And this is readily available in most garden stores. And if you can see on the back here, it's 45% nitrogen with nothing else in it. And that's basically what we need because we don't have an issue with anything else at the moment. Just a quick shot of my greenhouse since we're in here. Got some hanging pumpkins up there. Tomatoes are going wild. Fans are blowing because it's so hot in here. Well, I was going to talk about bugs today too, because we've got a problem with bugs. But I think it's rather hot. Whoa, and there's a bee after me. So I am going to call this a day, and I'll see you next time, and we'll talk about probably squash bugs. See you next time. Happy growing. Bye.